Are you tired of your kindness being taken for granted? Tired of being the one who always gives, only to be left empty and in pain? If the answer is yes, then this is the message you need to hear. We're raised to believe in a kind of unwritten rule. Be a good person, play fair, show up with good intentions, and life will automatically be good to you in return. We're taught to believe that kindness is a shield, that it will protect us from the bad things. But that is an illusion. You have to be brave enough to look at the truth. Look around. Who's the one always staying late at the office without recognition? Who's the one always listening to everyone else's problems but has no shoulder to lean on when they need one? Who's the one getting stabbed in the back by the very people they helped? The irony is, it's not the selfish ones. It's the people who believe their goodness alone is enough. This is the first hard truth you must accept. The world does not operate on kindness. It operates on a different currency. It operates on strength and resilience. A lot of people confuse strength with being loud, with aggression. But Stoic strength isn't about overpowering others. It's about mastering yourself. Strength isn't about being liked. Strength is about being respected. And respect doesn't come from bowing down. It comes from knowing when to stand tall. It comes from having the courage to draw a line in the sand and defend it. It comes from your very presence carrying a weight, a clarity that people cannot ignore. The ancient Stoics saw this clearly. They understood that life's hardships weren't curses. They were exercises, opportunities to train the mind, to build an inner fortress that nothing could shake. If you are sick and tired of your kindness being trampled on, if you are ready to learn how to turn your scars into armor, and if you are ready to redefine the rules of your own life, then this is the journey for you. So why is it? Why do the gentle souls, the people trying to do the right thing, so often end up the most wounded? Because kindness without wisdom and boundaries is self-destruction. Imagine your kindness is like water. It's essential. It nurtures life. But water without a container just spills out, evaporates. Inner strength, discipline, and boundaries, that is the container for your kindness. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards results and endurance. It rewards the ability to take the pressure without shattering. It rewards those who can face the truth, no matter how hard it is, without running away. The problem is, society doesn't teach us this. Society teaches us to fit in. It teaches us to be likable. But you've seen what happens, haven't you? The moment you compromise to keep the peace, someone else pushes the line back another inch. The moment you stay silent in the face of unfairness, they take it as agreement. You try to play by the rules while others break them and take the prize. And so you start to doubt yourself. Maybe I'm not good enough. No, the truth is you've been too good, but you've been missing strength. The world isn't built on naivete. It's built on strength, clarity, and discipline. Without these, your kindness, no matter how beautiful, is just an open invitation for exploitation. The Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." He didn't say it depends on the opinions of others. He said it depends on your mind. It's not about being good in the world's eyes. It's about being strong and clear in your own mind. Without that inner fortress, the chaos of the world will eat you alive. So what's your choice? To continue being a tired, good person, hoping one day someone will notice? Or do you start training to become a strong person, someone who doesn't bend, doesn't break, and doesn't need to apologize for who they are? When you start to understand this, everything changes. You realize that being kind is an amazing virtue, but it has never been enough. Kindness needs to be protected, and the weapon that protects it is boundaries. This is the core difference between a good person who is burnt out and a strong person who is still kind. The strong person has boundaries. They know exactly where their limits are. They know what they will accept and what is absolutely unacceptable. Their compassion doesn't blind them. They understand that some people will always try to exploit softness. Their silence isn't agreement. Their step back isn't fear. It's strategy. They choose their battles. They build a life based on their core values, and the strength to protect those values is non-negotiable. Sometimes the most noble act isn't to endure. The most noble act is to have the strength to walk away from toxic relationships, from soul-crushing jobs, from situations that are draining your spirit. But here's the hard part. Walking away doesn't always feel like a victory. It can feel like guilt. You'll ask yourself, was I too selfish? Should I have tried harder? And this is what the Stoics want you to remember. You are not obligated to save the world. You are not even obligated to save anyone who is determined to drown themselves. Your first duty is to protect your own inner peace. The moment you stop trying to please everyone, stop trying to prove yourself, you start to take back control of your life. Your value is not based on what other people think. It's not about being liked or understood. It's about being understood by yourself. You don't need external validation. True strength, it grows from the inside. Every time you get hurt, especially by betrayal, it feels like a part of you has died. It hurts. It hurts because you trusted, you cared. But what if I told you that pain isn't a death sentence? It's a signal. It's an urgent wake-up call that you have been expecting fairness from a world that isn't programmed to be fair. Look closely. That betrayal doesn't define you. It defines them. The people who use you, they don't do it because you deserved it. They do it because they could. They do it because they saw your kindness and they saw no fence around it. They saw no consequences. The problem wasn't that you trusted too much. The problem was that you gave trust without verification. You hoped your kindness would be enough to earn kindness in return. That's a dangerous gamble. When you're betrayed, you stand at a crossroads. One path, you let it define you, make you bitter and afraid. The other path, you let it refine you. Never get stuck in the why question. Why did they do this to me? That question is a trap. It keeps you in the role of the victim. It chains you to the past. The only question that has the power to free you is how? How will I respond to this? How will I become stronger from this? How will I set boundaries so this never happens again? You have total power to decide what this event means. The philosopher Seneca said, "No man is good by chance. Virtue must be learned." Strength is exactly the same. It must be trained. It must be built intentionally, forged in the fire of challenge. The next time you face that pain, don't let it break you. Let it be the fire that forges you, not into someone cold, but into someone unbreakable. Do you recognize this cycle? You feel empty, so you try to give more, be nicer, hoping someone will fill that emptiness for you. But the more you give, the more exhausted you become. That's the trap of self-doubt. You think, I'm not good enough. I must be doing something wrong. You tell yourself, if I just try a little harder, they'll see my value. But the reality is, the more you try, the more they pull back. The more accommodating you are, the more they demand, until there's nothing left of you to give. It's time to make a decision. Will you keep pouring water into a bucket with a hole in it, or will you stop, heal yourself, and start protecting your own well? The moment you stop giving indiscriminately, the moment you stop expecting others to be fair to you, something incredible happens. You stop questioning your worth. You realize your value is not something up for negotiation. It is an internal fact. You have value whether anyone else sees it or not. You stop expecting life to be fair. And when you do that, you stop playing a game you were destined to lose. This isn't selfishness. This is self-preservation. You learn to say no to the things that drain you so you can say yes to the things that truly matter. When you stop waiting for the world to change, you start changing your inner world, and that's when everything else follows. Watch the people who have true inner strength. They don't argue. They don't try to win every conversation. They don't feel the need to explain every decision they make. Strong people don't waste energy justifying themselves because they don't have to. The world doesn't respect those who are always explaining. The world respects those who act from a place of solid conviction. This is where silence becomes your most powerful tool. This isn't the silence of weakness or submission. This is the silence of intention. The moment you feel that urge to explain, to defend yourself, stop. Ask yourself, whose approval am I chasing? Silence creates a space. It completely changes the dynamic of an interaction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This is the essence of strength. You don't need to convince people of your value. You just need to live your value. The more you try to explain, the more you dilute your power. When you stop talking to justify, your actions and your presence begin to speak. Your silence says, "I know who I am. I know what I'm doing." Your opinion cannot change that. The message is clear. You are not someone to be taken lightly. Your silence is your boundary. To fully accept yourself means to realize you don't owe anyone an explanation for your existence or your choices. When you stop seeking validation, you experience a profound freedom. You live by your internal compass, not by the shifting winds of public opinion. In a world that constantly tests you, you cannot afford to be the person who is easily moved. The sad truth is when your presence carries no weight, when there are no consequences for those who wrong you, you become expendable. You were too available, too willing, too afraid of offending others, and in doing so, you accidentally taught people that they could treat you poorly. This is the most important shift you must make. You have to stop needing other people to like you. The moment you stop treating others' approval like oxygen, you stop giving them power over your emotions. When you stop worrying about how others see you, you become untouchable. Becoming untouchable doesn't mean you're unfeeling. It means you are anchored from within. Your emotions, your values, your decisions, they come from your core, not as a reaction to the outside world. How do you get there? It starts by understanding that your worth is non-negotiable. When you realize this, you stop bending yourself into shapes to please others. You start prioritizing your own inner peace. This requires courage, the courage to accept that some people will not like you, that some people will walk away, and that is a good thing. The people who matter will respect you for your integrity. The people who stay are the ones who deserve to be there. The ones who leave are the ones who only wanted to use you. Let them go. Your job is not to keep everyone happy. Your job is to stay true to yourself. This clarity is sometimes mistaken for cruelty. It is not. It is absolute transparency. Transparency about who you are, what you stand for, and what you will not tolerate. You are not afraid of being alone because you understand that solitude in peace is infinitely better than company in conflict. Every time you let someone cross your boundaries, you are betraying yourself just a little bit. It doesn't happen all at once. It's the small compromises, the "it's not a big deal" moments. You sacrifice a little bit of your truth, a little bit of your peace, just to avoid conflict. Over time, it all adds up. You lose yourself. You look in the mirror and no longer recognize that strong, confident person inside. That's the price of constantly seeking approval. So, what if you just stopped? Stopped giving yourself away. Stopped explaining. Stopped trying to please everyone. Imagine the freedom in that, to live life on your own terms. This is when the real shift happens. The moment you stop trying to fit in, you start to reclaim your power. You only need to be understood by one person, yourself. When you reach the point where you no longer need outside approval to feel whole, you become free. Free from the weight of expectations. You start to trust your own inner compass. That old you, the one who was always afraid, always needing validation, that wasn't you. That was just a shell built from fear and social programming. The end of that old self is the beginning of your true self. True strength comes from within. Strength that comes from knowing your worth, from a commitment to your boundaries, from a refusal to be defined by the world. You don't need to explain. You don't need to justify. You just need to be. The final truth is simple. You do not need anyone's permission to be who you are. The moment you stop seeking validation, you step into your true power. And in that power, you will find freedom. The freedom to live an honest, resilient life. Make that step. Let go of the tired person you were and embrace the strength that has been inside you all along. Thank you for walking this path with Stoic routine. If this message resonated with you, commit to this journey. Keep learning, keep growing, and above all, stay true to yourself.